So you want to trick your brain into winning at social media. Now, I've been thinking about this a lot. And once you get your psychology lined up with your viewer psychology and everything just aligns, you literally win at any social media platform that you create on. So in today's video, I'm going to go through 5 things that you can do to trick your brain into winning at social media. And I've been helping creators and business owners grow their social media over the last 3 years, and we've amounted over 50 million views across YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. With that being said, let's get into it. The first thing that I want to go through is practice makes almost perfect. Now, this is something that you need to drill into your mind. And a lot of you are probably thinking, bro, what's this dude even talking about? Practice makes almost perfect. I want to be perfect. And the truth is, in reality, and you've probably heard this, there's no such thing as perfect. And I say this to my clients all the time. You're better off getting your videos out there and putting in the reps rather than trying to perfect the video. I'm not trying to say post shit videos, but I'm trying to say don't put, 30 hours into editing a video if it's like one of your first times editing. Because no matter how much effort you put into it, because you've never edited before, you don't even know what your editing style is going to look like. You don't know what your viewers like to see and what they don't want to see. So you're wasting a bunch of time. The ideal thing is to set a timer on your phone. I say 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, however many hours or time you want to dedicate to that video. And give yourself that time limit and edit that video in that time. Nowadays, I give myself like 30 minutes for a short form video. For a long form video, maybe an hour and a half or 2 hours, because obviously it's longer and there's more mistakes to cut out and stuff like that. But set yourself a timer and go from there. And then just once it's done, just make sure you wrap up the video, export it, and get that shit out there. Once you put in the reps, that's when you'll get better. And I give the analogy of if I made you make a movie and I said, you need to make this shit #1 in Hollywood, like it has to outperform Marvel movies, all of that shit, but you've never made a movie before. Yeah, you can hire people to, create, like script write and all of that. But because you never made a movie before, you don't even know if the idea of the movie itself is good. You don't know if the guy script writing is even doing a good job. You don't know, which actor should play which role, even when you're hiring them. You're the guy making the final decisions. You don't know a lot of this stuff because you've never participated in making a movie before and you've never made a movie. So you could spend 10 years making a flipping movie and it still will be shit. Of course, you could get lucky and the movie takes off and it's #1, but the chances of that extremely low, especially if you're going to spend 10 years making one movie. Now, the second thing that you need to get into your head, especially if you want to make money. Now, when I started out 5 years ago, I wanted to make money, but I didn't know the correct way to go about it. And as times changed, because I started in like end of 2019, basically start of 2020, things changed and we've seen more creators come out with digital products and basically selling their own products to make money. Back then, I just thought it was brand deals, sponsorships, which is still a good way of making money, and YouTube AdSense and stuff like that. But that's actually not the main way like you see these creators make their money. So the thing that you need to get into your head is a business-minded first approach. This is going to change everything when it comes to content, because now you're only going to put out content that's purposeful for your business. I'm not trying to say you're just going to be selling in every single video. Let's say I actually do have this product. It's called the 5-Figure Content Blueprint. Whether I speak about content or whether I speak about tech and just content in general, I can always kind of plug that content blueprint in there because people probably want to know how I light my videos, how I set everything up, and they can go ahead and purchase that course and see how everything is done from A to Z. If you're a business coach and you've got a business course, then anything that you do related to money, business, finances, you can relate that back to your course, to your digital product. And that's just going to make everything smooth, rather than just throwing shit at the wall and you're doing like random self-improvement videos and a random day in the lives, but you have no clear way of making money. Once you have a digital product or a business-minded first approach, everything stems from there and your content all aligns with that business, meaning that you have a perfect audience fit for your business. That way you can actually make money on a consistent basis, because you'll be surprised how unreliable sponsorship and brand partnerships are. 1 month you could be raking it in, bro. You could be rich as shit. Next month they're like, hey, we have to cut back on the budgets. You know what I mean? We gotta cut back on the budgets. And plus, a lot of creators wait until like the last quarter of the year for brand deals, because that's when brands actually just pump money into content and use the rest of the budgets that's left. But with that being said, let's move on to number 3, and that's setting smart goals that you can control. Now, all the best creators do this. And I wish I did this at the start. I was setting goals in the sense of 100K subscribers, dead. Or 10K subscribers, or I want to get 100K views in this month. Those are things that I can't control necessarily, but I can do things to help me get to that goal, right? If you don't know what SMART goals is, the S stands for specific, nearly forgot. The S stands for specific, the M stands for measurable, A stands for achievable or attainable, R stands for realistic, and the T stands for time. Okay, so if I had to start again from 0 and I had to use SMART goals, it would look something like this. Specifically, I'd want to get 10K followers on Instagram, for example. Now, how would I measure that? I would measure that by getting 100 videos posted, right? Is that achievable? Is 10K followers starting from 0 with no experience achievable? Well, with 100 videos, yeah, I would say so, 100%. Then you ask yourself, is this realistic? Yeah, 100%. But I would also, this is where the time also comes into it. What time period are we doing this in? Because if you're saying you want to do it in 30 days, you're going to post 100 videos in 30 days to reach 10K? Probably not going to happen. 60 days? Probably not going to happen. 90 days? We're starting to sound more realistic. But if we said 100 days, hell yeah. You could post a video a day for 100 days and you could get 10K followers, as long as you improve and learn after each post. And I've seen, I don't know how to say this creator's name, but he done it on Instagram. He posted like every day, and then after like 90 something days, a video took off and he literally passed 10,000 followers. But the question is, are you willing to do it for that long? Are you willing to push yourself for that long? And he did it with not ongoing support, but he understood the blueprint and his mind was in the right place to actually go ahead and push through. And plus, by using SMART goals, you actually give yourself a sense of control. If you don't have a sense of control, you're going to be sitting there like, oh, have I not got 10K followers in 10 posts? Oh, why is no one watching my videos? Instead, you'll be like, okay, I just need to get to 100 videos. 100 videos, improve each video 1%, And once you get there, that's when you can assess how close are you to the goal? How far are you from the goal? And don't assess it until you finish the 100 videos. Because your 100th video could be the one. Your 80th video could be the one. The 30th video could be the one. It's all about putting the reps in. Get some support if you can, or get some help so you can improve, and then go from there. Now, the fourth thing that you need to get into your head to trick your brain into winning at social media is forgetting the algorithm. That you guys are probably thinking, what, the algorithm? But I need that shit to boost up my posts, right? And you do 100%. And I'm not gonna say, yo, do some SEO shit. SEO is probably the most useless shit I've ever heard, unless you're a local business. But if you're an online business, SEO, bro, them guys that are saying SEO will save your videos with SEO, will, make it rankings. Nah, bro, that shit ain't gonna work. But that's a story for another day. Forget the algorithm and replace the word algorithm with audience. So anytime you post a video, let's say you're in 200 view jail, it's not the algorithm that's like, yeah, we don't like this creator, we're gonna put him in 200 view jail, or put her in 200 view jail. We're gonna, limit her reach. Or you post a video on YouTube and you're only getting like 1 like, 20 views, if that, 10 views. It's not YouTube's algorithm saying, yeah, you know what, we don't like this person, we're just gonna push her video to the side. Nah, bro. 10 real people have viewed that video. They just didn't really resonate with the content. It didn't trigger an emotion in them. It didn't make them curious. It didn't make them, you didn't hit a pain point. You didn't do a desire. You didn't make them want to stay and watch the video. And if there's no reason to make them stay and watch the video, they're not going to stay and watch the video, meaning that the algorithm or the audience is going to leave, which means no other people should see that video because it's clearly not worth it. No offense. And I've been there, bro. We've all been there. I used to post videos back in the day. I've probably unlisted them by the time you're watching this, but it was like entertainment videos. I wasn't getting much views. Even the reaction videos, some of them got views, and I'll talk about how I got the views in the 5th one because it's a growth hack, as I like to call it. But bro, some of them were getting like 10 views, 5 views. Even when I thought that video was good, like I put on a great performance in front of the camera, dead. It just didn't work. And I used to blame the algorithm, but in reality, the audience just didn't like it. Now, if we move on to the last one, I call it the slot machine analogy. Now, the slot machine analogy is a shout out to the gamblers out there, but I'm not trying to trigger anyone. So everyone should know what a slot machine is. You kind of like pull a lever or press a button, and then you get like three, I don't even know what you call it. You basically need to get the three things to align. It could either be like 3 6s or 3 bananas or whatever. I've never actually been to a casino myself. So you pull the lever, and if you get them all to align, you win. That's what social media is. Like, if you make a video that aligns with your audience, you make it entertaining and enjoyable to watch, or educational, you trigger an emotion. If you align all those things, that video gets pushed out and you basically win. Now, I like to say posting content's like pulling the slot machine. The only difference is it's free and there's no risk of you actually pulling it and losing 100 times. It's not like you've thrown $100,000 or pounds down the drain. Unless you're actually paying a team to do that for you, then that's when it gets kind of long. The slot machine analogy indicates that anyone can win. Even if you don't know the rules to social media and you don't know how to really gather attention or make videos entertaining, or you're not an entertaining person, you can still win. You can do it by accident, bro. Like, people do this shit by accident. The only difference is when it's done by accident, they struggle to replicate it, they lose their mind trying to replicate it, or they just stick and stay creating the same type of video. However, once you learn the rules to the game, like, imagine if you could pull the slot machine at a certain angle, certain velocity and speed, and you increase your chances of actually getting those three things to align. That's how content is. You can literally adjust the velocity, the speed that you're pulling the lever at, and you can get your video to align with your audience and the algorithm and whatever, and it will all come together, and your video will get pushed out. You'll start getting views, you'll start getting more clients, more business, more opportunities, more brand deals, whatever it is, and things will just start making sense. Now, if you align all the 5 things that I've said: practice makes almost perfect, business-minded first approach, set smart goals, forget the algorithm and rename it with audience, and then also use the slot machine analogy to keep yourself going and keep pulling that lever, then I promise you, you will blow up. You will trick your mind into winning at social media. There's no way you can lose. I've just given you the cheat code.